Welcome back, everyone, to LGE for another day of league racing with Road to Glory in their 10th and final round of the season in Saudi Arabia. Sorry, we were a little bit late for the stream. Had another issue with the stream once again. It always seems to be on Thursdays as well, but we've got 17 drivers on the grid for this full qualifying session, and potentially we'll have one more, I believe, with Ernie Winnie potentially turning up a little bit later. Chuckle won the season last time out in Monza, along with the Constructors' Championship as well for Alfa Romeo. So it's the first race of the season where we have nothing at stake. It's all just going for the final win of the season. Will Chuckle round out a season with a perfect ending? Well, only time will tell. But of course, I'm here with Lee again this evening. I think we've got the stream up and running now, Lee. Thankfully.
Yep, it does seem to be up and running. So thankfully, that's that sorted. Just having a look and seeing if there's anyone. I think it may be with the tender. It's going to be the first one to set a lap. As he's just coming across the line. 131.219, that's going to be the benchmark. Right now.
Okay, a second, 1.1 seconds faster. And who have we got up next? It could potentially be... Sure, well, it was Matthew Jones anyway before we could work it out ourselves. And now I think we've got a bit of a wait for the next car. I think we'll be racing Matt up next, and as he comes into the final corner, which is turn 27. More about the track, as I said, the final corner being 27, so 27 turns around this Jeddah Corniche circuit. If you watch Racing Matt come across the lines, go up to first place with a 129.126, so 27 corners on this circuit. It's one of the longest on the calendar. Is stamped the fastest street circuit on the Formula 1 calendar, and it's 6.174 kilometres in length, 3.836 miles in length. And it's a fearsome track in the first sector, but more like a cruise in these cars in the final two sectors. But it is a DRS slipstream heaven of a circuit as we watch Matthew cross the line. You know he was fast here before, Lee, and he's already showing that by going on the top spot at the first 7 to set times.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I remember back in Sunday's tier when this was on in there. I think Matthew ended up being up start pole, if I remember right.
He did.
So he has proved his prowess in that sort of aspect. There you go, AJ Baker just coming across the line. He goes P2 with a 129th lap, just a little shy of Matthew's time.
We've got Prof up next out the final corner in the Silver Arrow as he makes his way up towards the line. The time from Genesec goes 4 fastest with 129.2, so pretty close between the top 4 so far. But of course the track is only going to get faster. Chicken Grunt is out there but going slowly, so I think he's just preparing to start the lap. He's going relatively slowly actually, 50 miles an hour down the straight. Do it.
He's out the way.
Yeah, potentially as he's about to start a lap. We've got Royal Rumble who's already on a lap. We make our way through the first sector, a non-stop twist and turn sector here with no time to breathe, and he gets away with not getting a track invalidation there. His lap time deleted as he makes his way into turn 13. The bank corner at the back of the circuit as we make our way back down, or not so, as he makes his way round, and it just tapped the wall with the rear. He seems to have got away with that.
Yeah, that corner on the exit does always like to be a little bit unpredictable. Sometimes cheat up and spit it out. It seems the Haas of Chuck is just going to be coming up to it soon. So we'll see if he's going to be falling victim to this corner.
He's had a decent season, has Chuck. He's claimed second place in the championship now, can't be beat from that position. One shy of the ultimate prize for the season though, but he has drove a really decent season. He's just had a few races where he just had a bit of bad luck and didn't perform to the way he would have expected. As he makes his way through sector 2 on a pretty decent qualifying lap to start in Q1, but yeah, he did put up a good fight, but it ended last week.
Yeah, I've got to say the battle between them was quite good. Like I've seen, he was definitely getting a bit of a toe there
from his teammate.
Nicely done.
Yeah, very close to that top spot.
So we'll see is a Looneyman and Vil was just coming through the twisty section, sector 1 now. And that's a pity. You've got to make sure that you don't mess up any one of these corners. You mess up one of these corners and that could screw the whole line up going through that section.
So yeah, we have two of the drivers, Phil and Looneyman, who are very close together on track. As we watch them just make their way through the left and right, it is now Vil has abandoned his lap and let Looneyman go through as he makes his way through turns 23, 24 and now 25 and 26, which is just slight left-handers before we get to the braking zone of 27 before we get to the line. Sorry, I think we just lost Lee for a minute. Hopefully we'll be able to get back in. He's sixth place in this Q1 session, gets out of the way of the Haas there. Start his first proper lap here, set a time on the board of a 1:40, just like a couple of other drivers like Chicken and Blunt setting a 2:02. He's on an out lap at the moment. We'll stay on board with Chuckle. As we watch the champion-elect make his way through the first sector. Had a pretty decent sector so far. And as we get to the end of that sector, we do 32.7 in that first sector. And as we come out, turn 13 and on towards another right-left before we hit the brakes into this right-left chicane now, and then back out, and we've got DRS once again as we go down this back straight towards the braking zone of turn 22 as we go through the right hand of 21 now and slam onto the brakes. He touches the inside wall there, on the outside wall there, sorry, with his right front tyre as he now makes his way down towards turn 27 and the final corner. Got a McLaren just ahead of him, I think on a lap, Chicken and Blunt. He makes his way out the final corner, gets himself towards the line, goes third fastest with a 29 dead. And 3/10 separate the top 7 as it stands. So Chicken and Blunt going again, doesn't have a lot of confidence in this first sector. Slightly runs wide there as he now makes his way into the double right-hander. And out of turn 10, or turn 12, sorry. There's so many corners in this first sector, it's so hard to keep up. As we make our way out of turn 13 and through 14. Got to keep it really to the left-hand side where he did just miss the apex there on the right-hand side of 16. And now we've got the long run down to 22, which is very fast and tricky left-right chicane. Was able to keep it within track limits, but it did look like he did just go over the lines. We've had Lee join back to the session, so hopefully we'll have him back in the commentary box in a moment or two's time. There we go. So hopefully he got himself all sorted, and hopefully Chicken and Blunts is sorting himself out for a decent lap in this Q1 session. Goes 16th with a 31.759.
Yeah, I had a few technical issues there, but I managed to get that. So sorry if I'm coming back into the commentary box now.
So Perm Bowden is out and Chicken and Blunts is spun on his in lap. Resets the track. We've got Ernie Burney, as I predicted, the late comer today. Just starting his first lap as he fueled up for 2 laps. Looks like he might have done. It looks like he's got the time on the board as well. I was just saying when you were off having your troubles, Lee, that there's so many corners here, it's so hard to keep up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
with commentary. It's a bit silly. Some of them are just not corners.
Yeah, it's ludicrous, I would say at times. Just too many people generally. It's just mad. I mean, was it 27 corners altogether on this track? Is there any need? Like turns 25 and 26. How could they not just name that as one corner?
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So, Ernie Burney is got himself through. So people have learnt a little trick now. I've seen Ernie Burney do it as well with going into neutral and revving the engine.
Yeah, I just noticed that there. That battery just charged up immensely there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I'm going to get back racing again in a couple of weeks, and Monday's new season, so I haven't for quite a while. There's a new little trick that I didn't know before.
Well, now you know. Very good. Get your ERS or your battery back up and running again.
Yeah.
Be a lot easier for tracks like Austria. Australia.
So Vil crosses the line now with a 129.706, moves him up to 11th. Looks like Perm Bowden will be out, and Royal Rumble's on the cusp of being out as well as Ernie Burney's trying to probably get a bit of fuel out the car as well. when we go through this full qualifying session, though, Lee, the other thing that I think people never think of is the fact it does actually put wear on your engine, even though it's only one race.
Yeah, well, and yeah, I would say it will not be as powerful and not be getting the best out of it. It's one of them things that's weird how it works in this game, but yeah.
The checker flag is now out, and a load of drivers have not out there to set another lap, and understandably how far up the order they are.
Well, we've only got Ernie Bernie, who's the one at risk right now, kind of safe. We've got Perrin Bowden and Chicken and Blunts, who's going to be out already. You can see it's going to be Royal Rumble or Ernie Bernie. Or can you find just Ernie Bernie to shave off over about half a second off his time. I could put him ahead of Royal Rumble. We're going to have to see as he's coming through Sector 2 right now. I don't even know what corner is it. I think this is like 19, 20 and 31, which...
the braking zone, so this is how I'm trying to remember it, the important corners. So that braking zone there was 22, and then between 22 we got up to 27. And
oh yeah, there's 26 here.
Yes, and then we got braking zone of 27 here. And then obviously you've got turn 1 that's the braking zone, turn 4 that's the braking zone, turn 13 and turn 13, 16 and 22 is early Bernie. Goes 16th fastest. Royal Rumble will breathe a sigh of relief and being able to go up, to stay in and go through to Q2. I'm rather surprised. I don't think anyone crashed that Perrin Bowden and Royal Rumble retired from the session. But
Did both of them crash out? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll find out if Royal Rumble did crash out anyway. Because it'll come up and tell you the next session. So, we quick rundown of the order for qualifying 1 there. We've got Matthew, who came in first place there, closest well behind was Chuck, then the championship winner, Chuckle, AJ Baker, Racing Matt, Prof. William and Lee Craig, Bugatti Slovan, Aki, Vil, Taylor Danny, Matty, and the Pretender. Royal Rumble unfortunately did crash out, so you won't be continuing on. Ernie Bernie didn't manage to make the cut, neither did Perrin Bowden or Chicken and Blunts. So, moving on to the next qualifying session.
No one used inters that time.
Oh, that's surprising.
That usually happens every week.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not reading into it, but... So, we lose the bottom 3, as we only had 18 drivers today. But I think we also lose another one, as Lee said, because I think Royal Rumble maybe did crash out. We'll find out in just a few seconds. So it'll either be 15 drivers with 15 minutes to go, or we're going to have one less with the 15 minutes. So yeah, we do. We have 14 drivers and the 15 minutes. So we're going to lose the bottom 4 this time around, as the sun seems to set a little more as we go into this second qualifying session.
So the winning man who's going to be the first out the garage. Yep, and the first out on track.
Yeah, he's followed by the Williams of Bugatti. And we've got AJ Baker as well, and there's someone else in front of him. That's Lee Craig, his teammate. Of course, this isn't somewhere where we would usually ever have a conversation about weather.
Yeah.
They say
Weather.
once in a blue moon. It would be once in a decade.
Yeah. I think pretty much it's going to be blue, brown, crispy for this anyway.
I'm sure we'll see some rain in Miami in a couple of years' time. I'm surprised we haven't seen any so far, to be honest. That's one of those places where it can just thunder down, you know, like a bit like in Malaysia, that part of the world at that time of the year.
Yep, 2 seconds.
No worries.
Oh, there we go, got it working again. I was just trying to make sure the stream was all good and working, as we've seen with Lehman. Just let it come across the line to start his whole lap. He's going to be the one to go to the benchmark as he's coming into the braking zone of turn 1. Keeps it nice and tight to the apex. Or 2, nicely done. 3. Into the blind turn of 4 now. This track, these corners come fast and quick. Some of them so blind and you don't even know when they're coming up. Into the unlucky corner of turn 13. Is he going to fall victim to it? No, he isn't. Nicely done there. Now, this is the part of the track where it gets all complicated with the corner numbers.
Braking zone's 22, Lee.
That's it. Braking zone is 22. So there we go, that's in 22 now. Into 23, 24. And it's just non-stop, no braking all the way up to turn 27 here. Let's see what time he's going to be able to put in. Hard on the brakes here, trying to carry as much speed as he can. Careful not to do a Verstappen and clout the wall. Cross the line. Nice time of a 29 lap. There it was next again. Oh, Louis Craig, we forgot it's over. Louis Craig putting it in a 28.9. We got a 29.6.
Got Aki next. So he does a 30.1.
Phil, who's coming across the line next in the Haas. What time's he going to be able to put in? Puts it P3 for now with a 29.3.
I think we've got the Pretender up next, I think.
Yep, that's the Pretender. She's coming through turn 22 there. And now it's non-stop foot to the floor until turn 27. Here we go, DRS will be wide open. Hammering on the brakes. Nicely done there from the Pretender. What time is he going to be able to put in? We'll find out in just a few short moments. It's going to be a 1:30.8. Matty Jones coming across line 1:30.5.
Ooh, it's the Pretender hits the wall there actually on the exit of turn 2. Very strange. We've got Croft next up. He makes his way to the timing beacon, finishes his lap with a 29.407.
Got Racing Matt, who's on a lap right now, coming around the unlucky bank in a turn 13 now. Know how deadly that corner could be as he manages to make it his own. Traffic up ahead, that's Bill and Barney there in the Aston Martin. So Racing Matt coming into turn 22. Flat out until turn 27.
That's a tricky corner though. In turn 24. When you come around there, it can be a bit of a tricky one, especially when you're light. Oh, sorry, when you're heavy on fuel through that corner in the race. He gets very, very close to the wall on the outside there as he makes his way to the left-hand side. Closest route to the line, about 29.2. I did notice in the first session how close the times were in the top half of the field.
Yep, definitely. I mean, between the top two, it was half a tenth between Chuck and Matthew. So, quite close. We've got Chuck who's on a lap right now. See, I think he's going to be the next one to cross the line as he's coming into he's in sector 2 right now. Just came in sector 3, so let's see what he's going to be able to do in just a few short moments.
It's quite tight to the wall there, Lee, through 25 and 26, and then sharply over to the right hand side for turn 27, but close to the wall on the apex and the exit. A perfect corner there for the Haas driver as he makes his way to the left as everyone else does and moves up into third place with a 129 dead.
Taylor Donaghy's invalidated his lap, so his won't count.
AJ Baker up next, I think.
Yep, closely followed by Matthew. Now will Matthew be getting a little bit of a slipstream as AJ Baker's coming across the line now to finish his lap P8, and then Matthew
smashes it.
28.5. Nearly 4 tenths up on Lou Craig's time there.
We've got just under 6.5 minutes to go in the session. And Chuckle is out on his first attempt in Q2, so enough time for another as he makes his way around the banking of turn 13, keeping close to the wall on the outside as he goes into 14 and 15, slams on the brakes for turn 16. As we make our way now down the shorter DRS straight towards turn 22. It's not really a place you see overtake. Some people do try it, but it's a bit of a risky one. As we've been saying, it's just this long old run now towards turn 27, so you're really trying to sight yourself up for the final corner. It is a tricky one. You really have to keep close to the wall on all areas of the corner. As he makes his way down to the line, goes into second with a 28.5 also.
Are you kidding me?
What?
2 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that before you said that. I just noticed. Yeah, so that's very, very close timing, but we do need to kind of look further down the order.
So the guys just come across the line. He's on just started the lap, so he's in danger zone. In 10th place.
Yeah, we've got his teammate Matty Jones as well. He's just about to start a lap as he tries to take a slightly wider line as he makes his way out the final corner. Try and give himself the best top speed before he hits the brakes for turn 1. Really tricky section. Watch the sausage curve on the inside of turn 1. Gets a slight snap from the back of the car there as he went through turn 2 and then gets close towards turn 4, and then we've got a real roller coaster ride through this first sector before we get to turn 13. He's half a second up on his previous time. Looks like the track is certainly getting quicker as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you get on, track will rubber in more and more, so it'll be better grip as you get through the sessions. See, Matty Jones end of his lap now. See, is he going to manage to get out of the elimination zone? If not, it's going to be very difficult for him. He does manage at 128, 198.
I wonder if he meant to get as close to the wall as he did, because that seemed very, very close.
It did seem quite close, to be honest.
A bit too close to be risking it when you've done your whole lap.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that in order to get that time in.
So AJ Baker just about to start a lap. And we've got the Pretender who is on the lap in that papaya orange McLaren. As we've had Matthew retire from the session. I don't think he needs to worry, nor does Chuckle actually. I think they could comfortably both retire. Or anyone else on the other hand, because they've got about 3/10 in hand to the next car.
Yeah, I would say it is. A lot of them are safe at the top, like Matthew and Chuckle.
As the Pretender makes his way around the final corner, try and keep as close to the wall before you make your way back to the left to get the shortest run to the line. And he stays, I think, stays 13th fastest. He will potentially need to try again, but it's not going to be the time unless he just tries to go for it now, and that's a hell of a first sector to make up for the time he lost. As Aki is into his final attempt, Matty Jones is retired, he can go no faster. As
AJ Baker comes across the line with a 129.065. Notice an only man Chuck and AJ Baker all really close together there. Croft, he's just came across the line to start a lap, I think. No, he's only 0.003 of a second off of going through to Q3, so all he's going to need to improve by not a lot, but is he going to be able to run that risk with Bugatti Sloven independent and possibly Taylor Danny as well?
well, Aki as well is on the lap as we see the checker flag fly. Aki, it's a make or break lap for the Alfa Romeo man. His teammate was crowned champion last week. Can he make his way into Q3 for the final race of the season? He does for now.
Oh, the Bugatti Sloven's spun out.
I think Gassi's spun out. I don't think the Pretender is going to go any faster. He doesn't, so that means that Aki will be through to Q3, sorry. And we've just got to wait to see what Prof can do. He's got to make up a 10th or so now to get into Q3. Just over a 10th. I haven't been keeping an eye on his time, unfortunately, so it'll be a surprise for everyone as he comes to the line now. Is he going to make his way into Q3? He does. Moves up to 6th place with a 29 flat.
Wow.
Knoxville out.
I'm not going to lie, the times there were just incredible. For a split second there, it was half a tenth between 4 drivers.
It's very the whole top 10 in this session is actually very close, to be honest. It's 6/10.
That is incredible, like.
It's 6/10. I think we've got a pretty similar roster for next season, I think, in RTG.
Well, that shall be quite fun. We'll see.
Bear with me a second, though.
Cool. Well, I have a wee quick rundown of the order for Q2 and who will be moving on to the next stage of qualifying, and the final stage will be Matthew, Chuckle, Looneyman, Lee Craig, Mai Jones, Prof, Chuck, AJ Baker, Racing Matt and Aki. The ones not moving forward will be Vil, Taylor Danny, Bugatti Sloven and Prodigy. Bugatti Sloven, fortunately, on his final lap have just spun out, unfortunately, and Vil and Taylor Danny chose not to come out, or they didn't have enough time at the end, unfortunately just missing out. So move on to the final qualifying session. It'll be a 12-minute session to decide the top 10 for for this final Thursday tier Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
So, hopefully we'll have an exciting Q3, Lee, because it was 6.5 tenths, I think, thereabouts, for these 10 drivers at the end of Q2. Hopefully they'll still have 2 fresh sets of softs to do those 2 runs. As we see a big gaggle of cars come out at once. 2 Ferraris together, a Williams. So we've got the 2 Ferraris, the 2 Alfa Romeos, and the 2 Mercedes in for this race. We've got a Williams of Matty and an Alpine as he's just coming out of the pits, and the lonely Haas driver of Chuck for this session. I wonder if we're going to see, obviously we can't see it from the 2 Haas drivers as one of them is already out, but are we going to see any toes or anything like that in this final session?
It is always worth it here, with it being such a flat out track, but at the same time it'll have to be at only certain areas. So Matthew getting ready to start the lap and set the benchmark for this qualifying session.
Yeah, well, we had a mid 128.5 at the end of Q2, and that was closely followed by Chuckle in 7th at the moment, before we get any laps underway. 0.02 of a second separated the 2 of them. Watch Matty start his first attempt. Got 8 drivers on track, and we already have 4 of them on their laps.
Yep, Matthew, the two Ferraris, I think that is, yep, and that racing Matt. Oh, Matty James, sorry, and racing Matt. So both Matts. You're seeing Matthew. He's there, and you've got the bloody pick it up for myself. So coming down into the braking zone at turn 22 now. See what time Matthew's going to put on the board. Oh, Racing Matt has retired. No, one and a half there. Oh, Matthew's going to even from qualifying 2 there. A 128.4. AJ Baker in the 8th. 7 tenths and 8 tenths off. The 129.1 and 129.2. Matty James to 1.9.8. See who else is going to be next across the line. Going to be Aki, I think. Is it? No. Going to be Prof. He's still to come into sector 3 now. Oh, and he bottles at turn 22 there. Just gets a bit too much on the curb at turn 23 and he loses the traction needed.
Yeah, so we'll have, it's unfortunate for him, but he will have another go with it. So we see Chuck just about to come across the line. Only one driver into the 128 so far, but saying that, Chuck goes on to provisional pole with a 28.405. And Prof is obviously into the pits after his spin. I think Chuck will up next.
Yep, he's invalidated, folks, so now this is going to be the calm before the storm, I say. This will be the time where people will be just chilling back, waiting until that final moment.
Yeah, well, we should have about 2 or 3 minutes before drivers make their way back out on circuit again. So Chaplin is invalidated. Got Looney Man, who also invalidated, who's going to be in the pits in a few short moments, and we've got Shuffle on a...
Yep, he's just went straight again for a lap.
We've got enough fuel on board there.
Interesting.
It doesn't look like he's on a lap. It looks like he might be a couple of seconds down on a normal sector 1 time. Got Prof though out of the garage. But I think now he's given himself one attempt here, maybe? Or is he going to try and go for 2 runs on the same tyre? I think he might just have the fuel to be able to do that.
He's deciding to go out when the track is quiet.
Yeah, Chuckle going into the pits now. And I think Prof might just have enough fuel to do 2 laps here with a cool down lap between. He's given himself enough time to be able to do that, so he's on his next attempt, hopefully his first lap on the board, if he does try to go for 2 in this one run. So he makes his way through turn 1 and 2. Look like the back end didn't really agree with the entry at turn 1. As he goes through turn 4 and 5 and then 6, as we make our way to eventually get up to turn 10, when this left-right roller coaster eventually ends and Prof is invalidated. But as we said, he has now got the fuel to go again.
Yeah, I think one thing I noticed there from staying on board with him there is that it looked like he wasn't getting the adequate turning that he needed as he was going through the corners, but then again, it could be possible fix with just a little bit of front wing, but we'll slow it up a little on the straights. Oh, now see who's that's coming out. See a Chuckle and Matty Jones. So this is when everybody's going to start coming out their garages to get on their warm-up laps. Now this is going to be a problem for Prof now. He's going to be running into some traffic here just up ahead as he's got the Ferrari of AJ Baker just a few corners up. So we've seen Prof come around turn 13, he's keeping it nice and tight there into the apex of that corner. See AJ Baker has just seen him there. He's ahead, and there we go, he pulls over to the side, nicely done there from the Ferrari man. See the sparks flying out the back of that Mercedes there. Tell how low to the ground these cars are. As he's coming to the end of his lap, what time is he going to be able to put in? Going around turn 27 there, making sure not to hit the barrier. Coming across the line, what time is he going to be able to put in at 129.2? It's only going for 6th place. He's still there.
Just realised I was on mute. So, I didn't even mean to be, I just pressed it by mistake. I think we got Matty Jones up first, have we, Lee?
Yep, he's just coming around turn 24 there. The DRS bit of the track on the run up to turn 27. So we'll see if he's going to be able to improve on his time. Going into sector 3, he was up by over 7 tenths, so we'll see what he's going to be able to do. Coming across the line now, goes P3, improves by over a second for 128.8 easy peeps. So that's it.
So it'll be Chuckle up next. Puts it onto provisional pole with a 128.223. And then, up next after that, I think we have AJ Baker, who's coming to the line now for the final time in qualifying. Moves up to 4th with his 28.7. And now, Aki's next.
DRS is wide open. We'll see what doing on the final stretch of the line. 28.8, good enough for 5th place.
As Lee Craig stays 8th, Lee Man moves up to 4th with a 28.4. Got Chuck who's in the pit, so he's not going to be able to go any faster. We've got Prof not being able to go any faster, so Matthew looks like he's the final man in qualifying to set a lap. He put it on pole last time around in Sunday. He puts it on pole again with a 1:27.916. This is a staple of this man. This is a staple of this man's racecraft, isn't it? Or racing, shall we say?
Yep. Fair to say, it looks like he's got the most pole positions. But yeah, he puts it on pole yet again. Let's see if he's going to be able to maintain it throughout this race. So,
which he's not been very good at all season, to be honest. I don't mean to be harsh.
Unfortunately, he's just been unlucky, I think, a lot of the time.
He has been unlucky a lot of the time. Yeah, credit where credit's due. Well, it's not really credit, but to be a bit fairer.
So, final rundown of the top 10. We've got Matthew pulling out that pole position yet again. See if he's going to be able to maintain it in the race. Chuckle in P2, Chuck in P3, Loneyman 4th, AJ Baker in 5th, Aki in 6th, Matty Jones 7th, Lee Craig 8th, Prof 9th, and not setting the time is Racing Matt in the Alpine.
So we have a 25 lap race up next, and usually it's quite a quick one. This circuit is a pretty long circuit, but it has a quick lap time to go with it. So, but it is a good track for overtaking, to be fair. So keep an eye at 27 and turn 1. That's where we should see most of the overtakes take place.
Oh yeah, definitely with the aid of the DRS, that'll help things out quite a bit for the drivers out there tonight. But these other 8 drivers who have been waiting ever so patiently will be getting ready to start again. So as we'll wait for the drivers to sort out their strategies, their fuel loads, and make final preparations to their setups. What do you think? Any ideas
on a winner?
Or even a podium placer.
Alright, if we're just going to do a podium for the last race, I won't do any particular order. Chuckle. I'm gonna play it safe. Chuckle, Chuck, and give me a minute. Give me a minute. Just in case I've missed someone. Just give me a second. I'll tell you. You do the same. I'll go first. So okay. We've just had someone really up as we're talking about predictions. But yeah, I'd say Chuckle won. Not like first, but just my first choice. So Chuckle is my first choice. We get ready to get underway. We'll just see the grid, just to refresh my memory a second. That was all. Just wanted to be fair. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go Chuckle, Chuck, as we see an Aston Martin facing the wrong way on the start-finish straight. A couple of others doing the same thing in this final race. So, yeah, Chuckle, Chuck, and I'm going to go Matty Jones.
Oh, what a one at the whale park there. So, that's going to be interesting to see if that prediction does come true or not. I'm hoping that Matthew is going to be able to sustain it. This
So what's yours
race.
then? What's yours then?
Just because I'm hoping he manages to pull it off Matthew.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Yeah. Are you going to pick the top three?
And Ernie Bernie. Just because I hope he gets up there. That would be a good one. From P16.
Go and contact Bet365, please. See what they give you for that.
That'd be good odds.
Don't condone gambling on this live stream.
Gambleover.com.
As we,
I don't think
I don't know. As we have a look at the tyres, haven't spoke about it because it's as usual. It's medium and hard across the field. The top two on different tyre compounds, though. Mediums for Matthew on pole position, and on the front row alongside him is Chuckle on the hard tyre as he makes his way back to that first place spot. And it's a pretty much a 50, I haven't actually done the count, but it's pretty much 50-50 split, I think, there, of medium hards. We've got a sort of a medium hard 1-2 in the middle of the pack. From 9th to 14th, as we wait to see Matthew line up on the front row. I'm going to have a quick swig of my tea before we get started.
Such a British thing to say. So, seeing all the drivers all lining up on the grid. Ooh, and the Mercedes man, Prof, been disqualified. Same with Haas driver Vil. They'll be moved back a little in their box.
Yeah.
Tender also. Tut, lads.
So, as we get ourselves about underway with the 5 red lights, and we're away for the final round in RTG on Thursday. As we get a better camera angle, we see Chuckle go up into the lead there. And as we now see, as we go a bit further back, everyone seems to go 2 by 2 as it stands. As it looks like we've had everyone get through safely as we make our way back up towards the front of the field. No overtakes to speak of really just yet, apart from Vil moving up 4 places, Racing Matt moving up 4 places at the start, so he must have got himself a really good launch as he goes down towards turn 13, and it looks like Matthew is making those medium tyres work as we go through turn 16 and now on towards turn 22 we go. We haven't got DRS for another couple of laps, and Matthew now moves back up into the lead with that car looking like he's got really good straight line speed. As we see Chuckle go slightly wide there through turn 23 and now on the long road down to turn 27.
Oh, shit.
We've got sorry Lee, we've got Looney Man under threat from Aki. Sorry.
Yeah, it was just, I think it was Chicken and Blunts. He's got a problem. I think it was Ernie Bernie, Royal Rumble and Pam Bowden. They've all just overtook him.
And we're
4 places at the start of this Grand Prix there. So he's had an incredible start, moving up 4 places from
10th place, almost 14th place. Pretender is just outside of that 1 second margin. The only person now to break that is the leader, Matthew. When I say that, he's just going straight back in again. But basically everyone is very, very close together. Sands, as we go into turn 20.
And he's managed to get past Chuckle there, going into turn 27. So that's Chuck.
Oh, it's Prof. Oh! A car's out. Aki's out. Prof spun. at the final corner, that could be a safety car, and it is. Or is it a VSC? It's a VSC, I think.
Just as DRS was about to get enabled, so it was at a full course
No, it's a VSC.
VSC. So
I think if you just check there, I think we're on reduced safety car now.
yeah, I think it was anyway. So
So that is a pity for Eki in the final race. Not what he would have wanted. But we will get underway shortly. Some drivers just holding back, I think, Lee, giving themselves a decent margin for when they get the pre-warning of the VSC ending.
yep, and there we go. Back racing again. And it looks like it's Chuck going to go for a move. Seen that getting halfway low there. The gap between Chuck and Matthew there.
Yeah, as we're watching the top three make their way into turn 22 on this helicopter shot. A really nice shot, actually, as we go through turn 24. We'll make our way down to turn 27. The two behind the leader will have the DRS as we go into the final corner. And as we make our way down the start-finish straight towards turn 1, Matthew clearly running quite a low downforce setup. Got a Ferrari trying to look to the inside. Further back, got a Haas defending to the inside, but actually just let Bugatti through, and then Taylor Danny coming alongside the Haas and tries to go around the outside at turn 4, and they make contact. The McLaren has just gone around the outside of the Aston Martin now, so he's lost 2 places in one corner.
I think fair to say for Taylor Danny that was quite ambitious of him.
Yes.
Trying to go for the move at turn 4 there. It's very high chance when you go around there that you won't make it, make the overtake, unfortunately. So just kind of screwed himself there a little. You know, I've seen Chuck, he's coming at Matthew, as there seemed to be managing to make a gap between him and Chuckle. Coming around turn 27 there, Chuck is in the perfect gap there to go for a move on Matthew there going into turn 1. So you'll have the DRS putting the fastest lap of the race already.
As we see Lee racing Matt, just getting past as Lee Craig now tries to go past his teammate, but does back out of it. Looks like these two have a decent relationship as we go on to lap 5. And Shuckle just falling back a little bit right now, but the hard tyre Lee really should be coming into play now with it just being rubbered in. I do find, I haven't played for a while, but it did used to feel like the hard tyres after 5 or 6 laps really started to feel a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, these medium tyres, it says during the pit recommendation that they're going to be only 11 to 14 laps on number 4 to switch over to the harder compound. So whether that'll be the case or not for some of these drivers, we will be able to find out. So say Lehman is going for a move on the Ville. Is he going to be able to get it done? Yes, he is. Nicely done there from Mercedes man. Getting it done before the braking zone of turn 22.
But of course, Bill will just have the DRS right back at him now, and he's got an awful lot of battery to play with, so he will just swoosh around the outside of that Mercedes and move back up into 10th place as we see Chuck set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:32 dead, as well, we see AJ Baker, who's been squabbling for a lap or two with racing Matt and Lee Craig for that 4th place, move back up into 4th.
Oh, Linneman going for the dive around the outside of turn 1 on Ville. But unfortunately, doesn't manage to get a good line for turn 2. And he stays P11. So it was a little bit ambitious there going around the outside of turn 1 there.
So, as we watch this battle for 10th place, Matthew has just got himself a bit of breathing space in terms of DRS. He might have the opportunity now to start pulling away. He just have a very quick car in a straight line, as we've got a yellow flag in the first sector. It looked like it could be Perm Bowden. It is, and we now have a safety car deployed.
Oh, no, this is going to be a reset for everyone. So, what is going to happen? What people are going to be...
Matthew dives in. So does Chuck. Means Chuck was going to take the lead. Is that going to be a chain reaction for everyone else on the mediums? Racing Matt comes in, and he was on the hard tyre.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. It's definitely set off a chain reaction. Bugatti into the pits as well. Ville, Looney Man. No one trying to do a Lee special, as we see them come into the pit lane and just waiting for Royal Rumble, which he will breathe a sigh of relief from just being on his own for the first 6 laps of this race.
Don't let resting Matty Jones on the medium compound tyre right now, unless Perrin Bowden or Royal Rumble goes on them. Nope, Perrin Bowden, he'll be away to pit now, because he'll be needing the new front wing. Extra slow there as he's entering the pits, making sure not to get a 5-second penalty there.
So the top 3 haven't stopped Lee, so Chuckle now has himself a 2-car buffer to his the other 2 who are in net second and third, who are at the moment Matthew and Chuck in 4th and 5th. 2 behind them, Taylor, Danny and the Pretender have not stopped either, and then there is 6 cars behind them who have stopped, down to Looney Man, Chicken and Blunts is not stopped either, and then the bottom 3 have. So we've still got a good decent amount of cars yet to pit, but they are all on the hard tyres, I believe. I think everyone on the mediums did stop.
Yeah, I think, well, only one who's not never pit was Royal Rumble, who's on the hards now. He pit on lap 2 there. Got a comment coming from RK saying he had nowhere to go, so he gutted. So, yeah, that was from an earlier incident. I think it was at lap 2.
Lap 1 or 2, yeah, final corner. So we're going to have another lap under the safety car as we wait to get the Perm Bowden to catch up. And Looney Man is just pit. He's dropped 12 places, so interesting. Usually it's a 1 lap or no kind of deal under the safety car. You either do it on the first lap or you don't do it at all.
Yeah, that is usually the case, but either that or if there's a big gap also.
Yes, true.
2 seconds.
So Looney Man looks like he'll be doing a 2-stop strategy here. Can't see him doing a 1-stop. It's probably be a medium soft, hoping a safety car will come a little later on in the day. So as he's now caught up, we've got a few moments before the Alpine of Permboden catches up. And once we get to Sector 3, the safety car will, or race control will decide the safety car will be in this lap. So we should see it round about now. Or two of them drop back a little bit, actually, but we should see it about now. Looks like we're going to have another lap. How strange. So, since that's happened, we've actually had a couple of the drivers pit again. And anyway, now going on to the hard tyre. These surely will be able to go to the end now. So keep an eye on these two, especially when the other drivers eventually come into the pit lane, who have yet to stop, and including those drivers are the top three. Have we got Lee back now? So no Lee as of yet, but we will certainly get the safety car in this lap once we get on to lap 10. And there we go, safety car is in this lap, so Chuckle will decide when we get going. I'm sure Matthew and Chuck and others would have appreciated that extra lap under the safety car with their new set of hard tyres, just having a lap less to worry about. So as we get back racing, once again, as we see the drivers just make their way out of turn 27, Chuckle going rather wide to try and get a good exit, maybe just a bit of a dummy move there as we now get ourselves back underway. And as we see Chuck trying to go up the inside, and now Lee Craig moving up into third place. Matthew was caught a little unawares there, is now he moves down to fourth place, and Racing Matt moves through on the inside at turn 4 as we go through the S's of sector 1. And Matthew now getting back past by the looks of things, but he has gone off track, and Lee Craig dropping down the order, moving down to 6th place now. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch that as Matty Jones goes up the inside of the Pretender, moves his way up into 8th place, and Taylor Danny just having to back out there from thinking about a move into turn 15.
So it looks like Prof's eyeing up a position. The Pretender there. And he's made the move stick. Oh, and Matty Jones moving up on Taylor Danny there. So that's going to be music to Prof's ears, seeing them two battling it out.
Yeah, well, the safety car at that point is kind of blown the strategies really out of sync now. We've got drivers on the hard tyres right next to people with brand new hard tyres who potentially, I think, will be able to go to the very end. And Matty Jones on the medium tyre is just trying to get past Lee Craig as he goes on the outside and is ahead before they hit the brakes for turn one. As we see Vil, the Pretender, as Vil was on the inside for turn one, on the outside for turn two. Hasn't got it done just yet though, as he's still having to hold on inside for turn four as the McLaren goes off the track and has to yield to that Haas, and he now moves up into 11th place.
I think at that stage it's sort of like a game of chicken really, and who's going to back out first, and unfortunately Vil didn't want to back out.
So Matthew is right on the gearbox of that Ferrari, and he's seriously got some top end speed here. We haven't even got DRS enabled yet, and it's almost like he's being pushed along by the DRS as he goes to the outside now, pulling out of the slipstream. And as we got Perm Bowden retiring from the session, could that be another safety car? It is.
Oh, the Chuck will not be happy with that, as he just seen them two up ahead battling it out, and he was
Chuckle comes into the pits.
Oh,
this is late enough now. I think the mediums will go to the end now as well.
Possibly.
Soft tyres for Matty Jones. Double soft?
I'd say that was a bit risky, to be honest.
So we've got Looney Man. Oh, who was ahead there? Who was ahead there between Looney Man and Lee Craig? I think it was Lee Craig. That was very close though at the pit exit. I don't know if you caught that there.
2 seconds, I'll see. Oh yeah, I think Lee Craig just got out in there in front. Looney Man, that was incredible.
That was very, very close. As we will have another lap before we get back underway. I think everyone has made their mandatory pit stop now, which they have. Some of them twice, some of them 4 times. Looney Man's pit 4 times in this race so far. We're only on lap 12. That could be a record.
Yeah, you went in, what was it, twice or 3 times when the last safety car was out. So, yeah, I think the first time the pit crew didn't change his front wing, so you had to come back in and get it replaced again, and then I don't know about the third time. Yeah, it might have been just to get back on the tyres that he was wanting to be on. Oh, seeing Matty Jones coming into the pits now.
Yeah, I don't think he meant the soft tyres there. Maybe my prediction was cursed. But yeah, I don't think he meant that. He's going on the hard tyre now. That makes more sense. Front wing change.
So he's on the hards now. They'll easily be able to do it until the end if you had a set of mediums, they would be perfect, but hey ho.
Yeah, he may not have that now.
Yeah, fair point.
So we'll get going again on lap 14. And just so everyone knows, we'll get going with season 11 in a few weeks' time. I haven't got an exact date to share yet. There will be a season promo video and maybe highlights from last season potentially. We'll just have to wait and see about that. But yeah, we'll be here on a Wednesday and a Thursday from next season. Sunday's been replaced with Thursday, same formats as before, with the short qualifying now on a Wednesday and the 50% race, and the full qualifying 50% race that you're seeing today. I think it'll be another 10 round season as we usually get in Road to Glory. But I have thoroughly enjoyed Thursday this season, and hopefully we'll have a few more title contenders. And the other thing, just to throw it to spice things up, is we're going from one game to the other mid-season, as it looks like we're going to get another lap under the safety car. Ooh, that was late. Hopefully everyone had their tyres warmed up.
Yeah,
I think they probably would have done.
Race control wanting to mess with all the drivers here, so they're back underway. Matthew leading the pack away. It looks like guy Sloven's been caught out. He's up 9 places, but that's not helping him right now. See Phil and Chuckle battling out around turns 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, we saw on the screen as well Lee Craig trying to go for a move. He now tries to go around the outside of Taylor Danny and gets hit from behind, I think, by Looney Man, and is facing the wrong way and now down in 16th and last.
It's quite unfortunate for Lee Craig, as he's been doing quite well here. So he is right down the order again.
As AJ Baker tries to go around the outside at 10-13, tries. No, he does go around the outside and makes his way up into 6th place. And
Bernie dropping a couple of places since the start. The restart here. As he's got Taylor Danny, they're battling out, they're side by side coming up into turn 22.
Ooh!
Bernie hits off the wall under braking.
I think he's alright though.
Is Taylor Danny alright? Yep, he is. He's still continuing on, but he's under attack from Mercedes man of Winnie Man. Easily getting that done before the braking of turn 27.
As Ernie Burney tries to go at the inside here of Royal Rumble as they make their way out of the...
Making an overtake on Ville here. Yep. Easy does it. Nicely done from that slipstream there. Oh, 3-second time penalty for Lee Craig.
We've got Ernie Burney, Lee Craig's into the pit lane. And has retired. And Chaco hasn't been able to make use of the medium tyres that he's got on his Alfa Romeo at the moment.
No, but we're seeing the biggest gainer in this right now is Bugatti Sloven. Was 8 places, now down to 7 positions gained. As AJ Baker just takes that 5th position away from him. And now he's under attack from the Alpine of Racing Matt. Oh, Winnie Man and Val. Winnie Man should make it past. And up into 8th there.
And we've got Chuckle now trying to go around the outside of Prof, now trying to use those medium tyres to his advantage. You see, they just seem like they bash wheels there, and Looney Man trying to still hold it on the inside and almost squeezes Chuckle into the wall, I think, though. neither of them got the DRS. It was that weird. Oh no, DRS isn't enabled yet. That'll be wise. Prof goes to the inside at turn 1, drastically moved to the inside as they go side by side. Chuckle may hold on here, but you do seem to get good traction around the outside at turn 2 as we make our way towards turn 4 now, and Prof just had to give up the fight.
Yeah, he was determined to get that third place there. As you noticed, he's had his battery on the whole way around that turn 1 and 2. And now you see him flashing, which AJ Baker sees that vulnerability and he's going around the outside of turn 13 there.
Oh wow.
So, unlucky for some, it's unlucky for Prof there. He was down now, he's going to be under attack from the Alpine Racing Matt, who seems to be making big gains near the end of this Grand Prix, and it looks like he is going to be moving up into 5th place.
Yeah, he does. We'll say slipstream.
The DRS, but
yeah, they'll all start to struggle with the DRS. Sorry, ERS.
Ooh.
At this moment, we've got a yellow flag in sector 1. That's an Alpha Tauri of Ernie Burney. Hasn't caused a safety car or anything alike, as we see Taylor Danny go up the inside at 10:27 on Vilt, and then the same from Royal Rumble, who moves himself up into 11th, but Matty Jones potentially trying to fight back, has really good straight line speed with that DRS. He's going to have to try and go the long way round, but if he can hold it on, it turns into the inside. His Royal Rumble has actually just gone off the circuit, but been able to hold on to that 11th place for the time being.
God's the excellent battling from these guys in the mid pack right now. There we go, Matty Jones making the move up the inside of turn 13. Is he going to manage to get it done? Yes, he is. Nice and clean up until 11th place.
Yeah, certainly has. We're seeing Chuckle as well, Leo and Looney Man, as you say, getting close, but Chuckle very close to the back of his brother. He's got the medium tyres and Chuck has got the hard tyre. He's going to swoosh around the outside, but it will give the Haas driver the DRS back at him as we go towards turn 1 now. And he does seem to struggle with his exit, but does he have the straight line speed to challenge into turn 1? Doesn't look like it. Sparks fly front to back. Oh, but that Alfa Romeo as Bugatti moves up on Prof.
Yep, and then that's going to set Prof up.
And Royal Rumble as well. Trying to go around the inside, around the outside. Oh! That could be another safety car with Matty Jones out. What am I predicted? Is that a VSC or a safety car? It's another safety car. This will be the last one of the day.
Yep. So
could you just take over for a minute, Lee? That's given me an opportunity to do something in a second.
Yep. So we see Matty Jones, unfortunately, at turn 2, they're just getting on the power a bit too much, and while being on that curb, that does just tend to chew you up and spit you out, as we've seen Chicken once. He's going into the pits, stay with tyres. He's going to be going on. He's going on to the soft compound tyres, same as Ernie Burney. Should they be able to last until the end? They should do anyway. Now I reckon that we're going to see people like Matthew jump into the pits who've been on them hard compound tyres for a while, Matthew and Chuck. Oh no, he stays out. Chuck stays out. Chuck. He makes out, he's going to go in. AJ Baker stays out, Racing Matt stays out, so we got Sloven Prof. Honeyman and Vilt Oh, Lehman jumps in, so does Vil. Danny stays out. Royal Rumble in, so does the Pretender. So we're seeing half the grid jumping in for fresh tyres. The other half is staying out.
I'm back.
Right, come down, Arnie. So, let's see. There's 5 of them that have went onto the soft compound tyres.
Yeah, I've just put that up on our screen. I'm surprised the top 8, none of them pit.
Nope.
Wow.
I want to see if Ernie Bernie is going to pit. I think it would be his best probably stay out one more lap, then pit for softs. Considering how he's at the back of the field.
So we're only gonna have a couple of laps, a few laps to run at the end. I do like the guys on soft tyres might really have a big advantage here, even if they are in the back half of the field.
Yep, so how is this thing going to turn out like this? Because I suspect that the safety car is going to be out for another little bit as we'll wait for Ernie Bernie, who chicken and wants to catch up to the back of the park.
Yeah, we have got a little while to wait. At least this lap, but as you said, if anybody pits this lap, which if you're going to go onto the softs, is the smartest idea.
What would you say, this lap or next lap would be best to pit?
Probably this, because I think it'll probably come in. Yeah, it will get. I think we'll get racing again lap 22. Hopefully lap 22 we'll have 2 laps of DRS.
You never know. He's staying out.
He's staying out. Oh, okay. So in that case, then we'll probably get going this lap.
Well, there's a safety car coming into turn 13 now. On the exit of turn 13. So
He's at turn 4.
yeah, so most likely we will be back underway racing this lap, or the end of this lap. 2 seconds.
So just keeping an eye on Ernie Bernie and where he is on the track map. He's about half a sector behind, but he should be going a hell of a lot faster than the guys in front of him. But I think we might see another lap under the safety car.
I think Ernie Bernie is on low on fuel at the moment, so I think the best thing for him to do would be to hold back a little.
It's a little frowned upon there. No, I think we're going to have it in. I think we're going to have it in. He's going to catch up. No, staying out.
So is it would be wise for Ernie Bernie to go into
pit.
the pits.
Yeah, it would, 100%.
Definitely.
Ernie Bernie, pit. Oh, we thought about it. Chicken and Blunts did, though.
Yep, he's like, I'll get in a new set of softs. Because he'll have plenty from starting a little bit further down.
Yeah, which he does. A brand new set of soft tyres goes on to that McLaren. So we'll get going on lap 22. And we'll have 4 laps of racing with 2 of them having the DRS. I've got to say, the drivers on the hard tyres, Lee, especially Bugatti and Prof, I think are really vulnerable at this stage. At this stage in the race. Even the drivers on 9-lap-old mediums, I know, but to be fair, the mediums are still pretty new because we've been out on the safety car for about 3 laps.
Yeah, true. And then we were on in the previous safety car just not too long ago also, so they've not got a lot of wear on them, so it should last them, I would say, but it is going to be tricky to hold off some of these soft runners. We've seen Chicken and Bunts caught up to the back of the pack now, so we should be able to get underway and to have 4 laps of racing here.
So we should see the call from race control in about 2 corners time, where the end of sector 2 is and the start of sector 3, which is now. It's like a magic trick, that, wasn't it? So as we've both said, 4 laps of racing to go. Keep an eye on the drivers at the back, all of them on soft tyres apart from Ernie Burney, which maybe he's now realising was a bit of a strange call to make, or lack of. We've got Matthew that will be the driver to get us going once again. As he may wait a little while, as we've got a big long straight before turn 1. I think he's just about got us underway now, quite early on in the straight. As we get going again on lap 22, and it looks like Chuckle might try and go for the move up the inside, but Matthew holds on. For the time being, the softs are moving up very quickly indeed. Looney Man already up into 8th place and 9th, and the Pretender now moving through. Taylor Danny looks like he's standing still compared to these drivers on the soft tyres.
Yeah, but these soft tyres are just decimating these medium runners after are quite worn. So let's see, is Looney Man going to move up on his teammate on Prof? He's having a look inside the turn 13 there, but Prof keeps it nicely tucked in to the apex and defends quite nicely, but and again, it is just the end of the season, so it's going to be gloves off from everyone.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, like, if you crash out, so be it in this race now.
Yep.
Go for it. Go for those big moves, because this is the only race of the season where you can really, you have that freedom of not worrying about it. It's a fresh start in a few weeks. So keep an eye on the front just as we go into turn 27. Chuckle still looking optimal over the hards of Matthew, and as you said, Looney Man now moves up on his teammate. Pretender goes through on Taylor Danny as well. I said he's almost stopped as it stands, and now Looney Man got Bugatti to take care of.
Yeah, I've got to say it's been an excellent call from Looney Man, as he has moved up quite a few places here.
And looks like there's going to be another one up for grabs. We're on lap 23.
Royal Rumble colliding with the barrier there.
Doesn't look like he's got any front wing damage. Not sure about the floor though. As we see Royal Rumble getting past Chicken and Blunts, as well as Ernie Burney. Now Looney Man getting past Bugatti, and he's only got a second to make up. We could see Looney Man on the podium here, Lee.
Yep, quite possible, as he will be in that DRS range in just a few moments' time. When it activates, sorry, he's already in that zone.
But it's yeah, we haven't got it for another lap. We got a 3-second time penalty for Taylor Dunny. So along with the medium tyres that have not worked for him in this final part
AJ
of
Baker's
the
going
race.
to move on Chuck. Chuck manages to keep it in tight enough there.
And Bill
Matthew
has just been, sorry, Bill was just overtaken by Proth there. So Chuck and AJ Baker into turn one. As we see Chuck still trying to hold on. He's going to have the inside for turn 4, but he backs out of it. Let's AJ Baker have that third place for now. We're on the penultimate lap. DRS is enabled. We're not going to have it for a few more corners. Looney Man caught up to the back of this train, Lee, so he really is up for a podium if he's got the momentum he's had for the first few laps after the safety car restart.
Oh yeah, definitely. He'll have superior grip compared to the runners in front on the mediums, and the hards of the chicken blunt with the 3-second time penalty. Now, Looney Man desperately trying to get up, but the thing is, I've got a lot of battery, but fortunately enough, some of the folks ahead haven't got battery themselves. Stuck in the DRS train. It's going to be a bit harder for him to get up there.
Well, he really is trying, and you can see that he's got some decent straight line speed. As we go on to the final lap, we're going to have to go back to the front because it's going to be the final lap, and the lap on this lap we could see the lead change hands as we see Chuckle trying to go up the inside of Matthew. Matthew's held on this entire race. He's not been consistent in races so far this season, and Chuckle, the crown champion, has moved up into the lead, and Looney Man desperate to try and get past. You can see that podium up ahead of him.
He's just got to try and keep the pressure on these runners up ahead, but he's going to be getting terrible air downforce from the cars
Train
in
ahead,
front. Yeah. It's not going to be good for Sector 1. For Sector 2 and 3, maybe a little bit better, but unfortunately.
And so, as we see, sorry, Lee, as we see the front two make their way into the second of 3 DRS zones on this track, and Matthew having the DRS, maybe he's in the better position now with the DRS to try and get past. He's going to have one more opportunity to be able to do that as we go back. Looney Man still holding in 6th place, with AJ Baker holding on to that podium place just for the moment. We're watching Matthew and Chuckle make their way down to the final corner, and Matthew not being able to get past Looney Man, though trying to get past Racing Massey, but Chuckle has won this season, and he finishes the season perfectly with a win in Saudi. But Matthew says he takes the win.
Huh?
Whoa.
Did Thingy have a penalty? Chuckle?
Did we completely miss that and he had a penalty?
I'm
We'll
not
check
sure
in a moment. Sorry, if we completely missed that, that's really bad of... He was weaving like he'd won. I didn't think he had a penalty. Did he get a penalty for weaving at the end?
No.
Well, we'll see in a second.
Well, yeah, so that kind of threw it off for the end of that race there.
No, that was a glitch. So there's not really much point doing the rundown at the end because it's not a true rundown.
So technically, if it was a glitch, where was it? Chuckle finished. What was it?
13th. But he finished first. Yeah. So it would be Chuckle in first, Matthew second, AJ Baker third, fourth would be Chuck, fifth would be Looney Man, sixth would be Racing Matty. Bugatti Slovan would be seventh. I'm already getting confused. Prof would be eighth. Vim would be ninth. 10th would be the Pretender. Royal Rumble would be 11th. 12th, Taylor Danny. 13th, Ernie Burney. and Chicken and Blunts finished 14th. The drivers who didn't finish this final race of the season were Matty Jones, Lee Craig, Pern Bowden, and Aki, who was DNF'd in the first lap or two. So, thank you very much, everyone, for watching this race and for the whole season long. As I said, we'll be back again for Thursday next season, but it won't be next week. It'll be a few weeks break until that happens. You'll see a couple of little videos before then, though, before the season gets underway. We missed last Sunday's race due to the Miami Grand Prix, so it's going to be a 9-race season, I believe, and the finale will be this Sunday. And I'm not 100% sure if it'll be Canada or Mexico. My guess would be it'll be Canada, because that was the final race. So potentially we'll see on Sunday. Well, we will see on Sunday, but potentially at Canada for the final round of the season. So thank you very much for watching. I'm sure Lee will be thinking to say the same for the whole season. And we'll catch you next season on Thursday for RTG once again. And from me, it's goodbye.
From me, peace out.